Well, good morning, folks. Actually, probably not morning, it's more like afternoon now. It's around, I guess around lunch, 12 o'clock, somewhere in there. And me and my brother, we're out in an area here. Well, same place you see me go all the time. But we're gonna go to a slightly different area that I've been to before. And we're gonna set up camp for an overnighter. So first we're gonna hit the trails a little bit, see what we got. And but before I start to move on, I'm gonna give you a quick 360 of this beautiful place. It's just awesome here. All right, coming to the second little creek crossing. I'll give you a look at it right down here. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Then we got a nice little hike up the hill here, and then hopefully we can find a nice decent spot to set up camp. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this done without dying. Sorry guys, it appears that we found our spot and we're gonna stay for the night. Looks pretty good. We got a couple of standing deads over here, but small ones. We're just gonna do a little tour around the area to make sure there's no large standing deads for trees to fall on us while we're in our hammocks. I'm gonna take this thing off for a second. Oh. I'll give you a quick look at my idea. We have one little tree that's sitting in the middle there for some reason. I don't know what we're gonna do with that, if we're gonna leave it or not. My brother's knocking down trees. Anyway, we got one little tree hanging out in the middle here. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Anyway, I'll give you a quick look at the idea. Sorry guys, first hammock is gonna be hung from this tree to this tree. And the second one is gonna be hung from the same tree over to the one just over here. If that's not any good, then I have one that's in line with the camera, right along where the camera is. Just got to clear out a little bit of brush, but we got the tools for that. So let's go ahead and get started. Sorry guys, I've got my Kammock Roo. We're gonna go ahead and set this guy up. I've had a couple of requests to do a bit of a review on this, so I'll do a bit of a setup, and we'll check in at nighttime and we'll talk about how I slept in the morning. Sorry about the four-wheelers, guys. This guy's ripping up through the trails here. And mosquitoes are pretty bad, so I did bring along my mosquito net and my python straps. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up first, but before we do that, I got a little bit of brush to clear out of the way first, and then we'll get into the setup. Sorry guys, we're gonna start with our python straps. Give you a quick look at these. I'll leave that one in the pack for now. So they're 10 feet long. They've got a loop on the end. See that? On both ends is the same thing. They got a loop. And then every 4 inches, where is it here? Yeah, starting from here, every 4 inches, it's got a loop so you could adjust your hang. So I'll go ahead and wrap it around this first tree, and then we'll move on to the next tree and get that prepared, and then we'll see how it looks. I'll go ahead and go do the next one, and then we'll pull out the hammock and see how that works. So all right, I'll just go ahead, click it on. It's that simple. I do like my hammock to have a deep hang, so I can get a good 45-degree lie inside of it, and that way I lie perfectly flat. So let's go ahead and get that other side. I'll get that other side hooked up, and then I'll give you a look at it. There we go, guys. Hammock's all set up. I'm just gonna hop into it, see how it feels. Make sure we're pretty much level. Make sure I don't have anything in my pockets that's gonna puncture anything. And then we'll continue on. If you're a cat and you didn't bring a chair with you, take your 2 ends, fold them in half, lay them right down. Now you got a seat to sit on, you're comfortable. You can hang out like this for the whole day, and you don't have to build a chair or anything fancy or whatever it is. You're golden like this. So, just wanted to give you this quick look. Now we're gonna go ahead and set up the mosquito net. Once the mosquito net is on, this becomes a little bit more difficult. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my set my mosquito net up, and then hopefully we don't have too much of an issue with bugs. All right, so I've already opened up the mosquito net. Unfortunately, I got a little carried away, but we're gonna go ahead and set the mosquito net up. Still have some leaves in there from my last camp, actually, but it's okay. So find your area where you're gonna be getting in. Make sure you got the zipper on the right side. So there it is. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna detach one end of the carabiners, and then I'm gonna pull this through, and then we're gonna go ahead and set up a ridge line. So all right guys, we got the both the hammocks set up and ready to go. Looks like it's gonna be a decent night. So I'll give you a little close up of what I've done here, and then that'll be that. So here, check this out. So as you can see here guys, I got the little clips sitting up on the ridge line, and I've just folded my tarp back. And when I'm getting ready to, I've just folded my tarp back, and when I'm getting ready to sleep, I'll just pull this back over, peg it down, and keep some of my heat in, and that'll be that. I'm just gonna get my sleeping bag set up in there, get ready to let it fluffen out and make sure we get some good sleep. Here's a quick look at the Grand Trunk. It's all set up. He's got his underquilt on. He's ready to go for the night, and he'll do the same thing, just flipping over the hammock, and he'll be ready to go for tonight too. So I asked him to go get some wood. So what does he do? He pushes down the tree and comes back with another one. It's great camping with a bear. So this happens to be probably my favorite fire lay out of all of them. I like to put my 2 sticks, I pile all my small twigs on top, and then when I'm ready, I just light my fire, I lift it all up, and I drop it over, and it gets the job done every single time. In my loadout video, I was talking about using my Leatherman saw for a ferro rod striker. Now, I'll put this down for 1 second. I'll show you the difference. This is my Triple X Sitka. It's got a very good 90-degree spine on it, and it'll throw sparks quite nicely. But I think the Leatherman saw might even be better. So anyway, this is usually my go-to, although the Sitka is pretty good. So I've got a small little pile of birch here, and I'll light that up. Then I'll put the thicker stuff on top, and then we'll pull the whole fire lay over the fire and get it started. So here we go. Here we go. Got some little pieces going. Oh, I just put it up. Oh, no, I didn't. There we go. There we go. So we'll give that a second. While that's catching, we'll make sure we put all our tools away so we don't lose them. Ferro rod's back in the pocket. Now we'll grab our fire lay, lift it up, drop it right over the top, and fire's good to go. So the next time you guys are out, if you get an opportunity to try this method out, I highly recommend it. It's probably my favorite out of all of them to get something started, and especially for cooking and that kind of thing. You're really off to the races with this kind of setup. So give it a try. As I may or may not have shown you earlier on, I don't remember, but we brought a couple of beers today. We're gonna split this one here. This is called Creemore Springs. It's actually a very, very nice beer. I've had this a couple times already. So we're gonna have this as kind of a warm up to lunch while we're waiting for our coals to burn down so I can get the grill on, get our Italian sausages going. So I'm gonna split this with my brother, and I'll get back to you on how tasty it is. There's our lunch going. Unfortunately, this little guy got suicidal and jumped into the fire, but I saved him. So all right, guys. So here we got lunch. Two Italian sausages with some sauerkraut, some West Island Fire spicy habanero mustard in some Italian buns, and this is going to be damn great, I'm telling you. It was a hard hike in here, and there was a lot of camp prep, setting things up, and we're due for a good lunch, and we're also due for a good dinner, and that's coming later on. Wait till you see that. That's going to be awesome. Sorry guys, while we're out here, I want to just let you know about how I handle ticks out here. Alongside of my my tick removal stuff, like my my tick remover and my tweezers from my Swiss Army knife, I also use one of these little lint removers. I keep this in my pack. Once I get out in the woods, you're not always, depending on the color of the clothes you're wearing, you're not always going to see them. And some of them are really small. I don't even realize that they're there. And this can be a big help. So I'm just going to give myself a quick roll down and see if we come up with anything. So once you're done, you can have a look at your paper. If there's nothing on there, then you're good. No ticks. If there are some, you just take that thing, peel it off, chuck that in the fire, and then you're clean and you're good to go, and you don't have to worry about the ticks or even the small ones that you can't see. So you can get pretty much all around your lower body, and if you're really flexible, you could probably get your back as well. Carry one in your pack. It weighs nothing, and they're only like $1 at the dollar store, so totally worth it. Awesome. No, never. All right. See if we can puncture this can a little bit. That's in there. There's one in there. So I picked up that slingshot a few years back just to shoot around, have some fun while we're out in the woods. Usually I use it in winter time when we try to shoot little puffs of snow off of branches and stuff, but it's kind of fun to bring it out when you're out doing stuff and you got some downtime and all your prep is done and you just want to have some fun. Break that out, break out the big knife, start chucking it against a tree. Good times. So surprise, surprise. Can you hear it? Yep, rain again. I can't seem to get out without the rain. So just running around real quick to collect some tinder, some sticks and stuff and whatnot for tomorrow morning when we wake up for breakfast. So at least we'll have something dry to get a fire started with, so we can have our eggs and bacon. So that said, got to get to work. Sorry guys, we got enough sticks piled up for our breakfast tomorrow. Kept them dry under the tarps, so it should be all right. One thing we are going to do though, still, is we still got to cook our supper, and we got a good rain going on. We got our tinder, we got our sticks, we got our birch bark. All that stuff is ready to go. So now we just got to set up our grill and get cooking, eat our steak. Turns out we forgot our mess kit. There's always something. So we're going to basically be eating it caveman style. We're going to eat it right off the grill. And we're going to carve ourselves some sticks so we can be able to stab it and pick it up. You know, kind of like you just harpooned a deer or something. You got it on a branch. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to finish just doing a quick tidy up around camp while the steaks are cooking. And then we'll get down to the nitty gritty and have some supper. Should be pretty good. Oh yeah. That ain't going to take long to cook. Steak number 1. Steak number 2. This is how you have to do if you forget mess kit. This is called the Canadian tripod technique. One stick, one hand on the bone, and you lead it into your mouth. Here's how we do up here. Canadian tripod technique. Don't forget it. Sorry guys, as you saw, I still got the food bag all hung up. We're not in bear country or anything like that, but it's always a good practice to get your food and your garbage hung up at nighttime, just to make sure that you don't have little critters coming into your camp. Even raccoons and coyotes and things like that can really mess your stuff up while you're out. So it's always good practice to hang up your food, get it out of the way, and it avoids at the minimum it avoids damage to your kit. So I'm figuring it's somewhere around well, it's almost 7 o'clock. Things are really winding down. Both of us are exhausted. It's a pretty rough hike in here. We had to go up and down hills and all that stuff to get here. Now that we're here, both of us are kind of I guess dead. We could you probably go to sleep pretty soon, believe it or not. But if I go to bed now, I'll be waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, so that ain't gonna be good. So I guess for the time being, we're just gonna hang out for a little bit. You know, just take it easy. And the rain stopped. We got our food hung up, and just about there, everything's ready. We got some sticks and sticks and some tinder ready to start a fire tomorrow morning in case it rains under the tarps. Basically, just let the fire burn down, take it easy, and then go to sleep. So I'll check in a little bit later. I got my GoPro inside of my hammock, so in case anything pops up, we'll be able to get some footage. But besides that, that's about it. Sorry guys, I'm turning in for the night. Been a considerable drop in temperature. It's gotten real cold. So I got my sleeping bag. I'm really comfortable. Under blanket's doing its job. So next time you see me, it'll be morning. Take care. Good morning, my friends. It is around 6 a.m., maybe 6:15. Poured rain all night. You hear it's still raining now. You guys know I just can't get a nice day outside without rain. Just won't happen. So the hammock and the under blanket, everything performed flawlessly. I'm nice and toasty. Feeling pretty good. I slept directly against the hammock. Pardon me. I slept directly against the hammock with the sleeping bag just on top of me like a blanket. I figured there's no other better way to test your under blanket than making it keep you warm, right? And I did the trick fine. The one fail I did have though was the tarp. I really wasn't expecting the tarp to stretch this much. When I went to bed, the tarp was nice and taut. There was no sag in it at all. I even gave it a little bit of a test with some water to see if the water would just pour right off and come down the side here. I kept having to wake up at nighttime and dump the tarp. Look how much this Free Soldiers tarps stretches. Look at that. The other one over on the other side doesn't have that problem. My other 10x10, that just stays up just nicely. Hopefully you can see that over there. But this one keeps pooling, and I dumped that just minutes ago. You see that? All that water in there. So for me, I find that's a major issue with the tarp, especially if you're going to be hammock camping. You want to be able to set up and that's it. Probably if you're going to be doing any kind of camping, your best bet with this tarp would be an A-frame, and that's about it, because everything else is just going to pull right up. Just stretches too much. But anyway, I'm going to lie around here for a little bit while. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to lie around here for a little while longer. I just don't feel like getting up. So I'm going to lie around here for a little while longer, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to get breakfast ready. So we're just sitting here, feeling a little warmth from the fire. The rain came down. It came down. They were saying they're supposed to be in between 1 and 2 millimeters, maybe a 5 millimeters over the night, and then partially into today. It is not raining now, but the heavens opened up last night and poured on us. The 2 tarps, this tarp actually was the one that kept us awake because it kept on filling up and then dumping. Mine, on the other hand, filled up to a point where I couldn't even look out my bug net anymore because the tarp was in the way. And I probably had about 3 or 4 gallons of water in there. And last night, when I set this tarp up was perfectly tight just before I went to bed. And I think all the bank line is all stretched out now. And anyway, didn't have too bad of a sleep though. I was pretty comfortable for the most part. I woke up quite a few times to go to the bathroom, unfortunately. Listening to all that pouring water all night long probably wasn't the best thing, but you know how it is. So we got our fire going here. We're probably going to cook some breakfast, slowly pack up, and then head on out of here. All right, because we forgot our mess kits, we're just kind of cooking the bacon and eating it off the grill. Well, this is what we got here. Some, my opinion, that's perfectly executed bacon. I don't like it too crunchy. I don't like it too fatty. It's got a bend, but still be tasty. All right, guys. Got our scrambled eggs going. Bacon's all gone. It was delicious. Loved every second of it. But time to chow this down. Then we're gonna break camp and head on out. So I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. But I really want to eat my breakfast. Sorry guys, we're packing up, we're hitting the road. We broke camp, took care of everything. One last thing we have to do is just get this fire finished and put out. It's just cold, it's just smoldering. But we're gonna run down to the creek, pour some water on it, and then hit the trails again. Or actually just find a trail, because we're not even on a trail. And then meet up with a ride. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. And discovered halfway through the thing that I had forgotten to turn on my mic again, so I lost a whole bunch of footage. So I'm gonna see what I can get out of it, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. So anyway, see you again soon. Get out and explore, and just have fun, man. Take care.